Most of you will remember this. This was especially commissioned to commemorate Queen Elizabeth II in her Diamond Jubilee, which was in 2012. Hi everyone, Sinead here with Free Tours by Foot London. I am standing in front of the 2,000-year-old Roman wall. I'm right opposite the Tower of London, and right behind me you will see I've just exited here Tower Hill Station. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday the 8th of August 2022. It's 28 degrees, it's about 78 Fahrenheit. We need a little bit of welcome relief from the heat today in London. So I want to take you down along the river, and I want to bring you to one of my favourite places in London, and this is the beautiful St. Katharine Docks. And a marina, the only marina in London, with a rich history and a maritime history in the area. I've got a couple of special videos coming up. I'm working on them at the moment. Good to see you all. Welcome everyone to our new subscribers. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Sinead. I hope you're all subscribed and following all our other videos in the last few weeks. Join me on a beautiful trip around this luxurious marina. Let's head down and I'll give you all the history of this beautiful place called St. Katharine Docks. Stay tuned. So it's just a short stroll from Tower Hill Station, and we're going to make our way down towards the docks, the east and west basin, which have now been redeveloped into a mixed-use commercial property. Here's evidence of the 2,000-year-old Roman wall that would have surrounded the city of London when the Romans, hence the statue of the Roman soldier here, established the city of Londinium in London in AD 43. Now this is a little underpass we're going to go through, but I don't think I've ever brought you through here. Actually, it's quite nice. So let's have a look down here. This is how you would exit out across the road if you were visiting the Tower of London. But we've been to the Tower. Don't forget to check out our amazing Tower of London video conducted by my colleague Margaret. Let's enjoy a little bit of the music here. Oh wow. I'm always in awe of how talented some people are. So let's call this our little summer walk through London. Oh, they have an exhibition here on what's happening in the Tower at the moment, advertising the Tower. Some wonderful art. Let me just check out here. There's Anne Boleyn. The artist is Stephen B. Watley. Beautiful work along here. And this is a little underpass. It'll take us out where we want to go, up this direction. Now, I'm sure you're all aware, London is super busy at the moment. We are flat out doing public tours, and I have quite a lot of private tours. Now, I know a lot of you have asked me about the private tours. If you want to book me privately, there is always a link at the end of the video so you can connect to my email, ladies and gents, and that will instruct you how to book a private tour with me if you want to avoid all the crowds. Love these guys. They've been here for years. I always give us some lovely ice cream, hot dogs and coffee. Now this is a pretty good view here. It's probably one of the only places you can get the two together. There is the Tower of London and Tower Bridge. Beautiful gardens there. Now the one thing that people do avail of on beautiful days like this are the open green spaces in London. With over 400 to choose from, it makes it one of the greenest cities in London. So it's just a little short walk across the road here, and we're going to get an amazing view of Tower Bridge. There you have it. In all her glory. Look at those blue skies, ladies and gents. I love the summer. But sometimes I'm the ultimate pessimist. I'm always thinking, oh my God, the winter's coming, it's nearly over. And I really shouldn't think like that. I think I'm going to have to move over to Miami or Florida or California, to any of you guys that want to house me in your homes over there. Do you know, I haven't done an actual video, a new video in ages, so I'm excited to get going. I have so many in the pipeline. So much work to do, but hey, you know I love it as much as you love it. Here is our first visual of the beautiful St. Katharine Dock. Right, let's have a look around. So as we're first heading down the steps, folks, you're reminded of summertime in London. So many people eating out here on the Marina. Stunning bars, restaurants, an array of places to eat. I'm going to bring you into a beautiful converted warehouse later on and show you around inside. But like 5 minutes from the Tower of London, one of the biggest tourist destinations in London, and it truly feels like you're stepping into a different world. Now let's have a look around. There's an amazing atmosphere today. I've had a little sneaky look around already, but it's situated here in the London borough of Tower Hamlets and within the East End. So you're used to me doing videos on the south bank of the river, but we're now on the north bank of the River Thames, in close proximity as well to Tower Bridge, and we'll get an amazing view of that shortly as well. You've got the Strata here in Lockside. Now, I've heard some amazing things about this ping pong restaurant here, folks, overlooking the Marina. This is dim sum. But from 1828 to 1968, it was one of the commercial docks that made up the port of London. And some of these vessels, obviously now these yachts are privately owned, and it's divided into the East and West Basin. And we'll see both very, very shortly. But now it's a mixed use complex, and it has a commercial centre. It has the huge Thistle Cumin hotels across the way there, the Tower Hotel. And there's offices, wine bars, health clubs, and of course the yachting marina here. But the whole area itself had been built originally by the famous Scottish civil engineer. His name was Thomas Telford. This marina, as it is now, was originally part of the docks, and it would have been an overcrowded slum actually, which is hard to believe when you look how stunning it is today. An overcrowded slum with a population of up to 11,000 people, and there would have been a huge hospital on the side built in the 12th century. This hospital was called St. Catherine's Hospital. The area would have been dingy alleyways known as Cat's Hole, and some really bizarre names like Dark Entry. But when the redevelopment took place, quite sadly actually, the 11,000 residents were just expelled without any form of compensation whatsoever, and they were forced out due to the redevelopment. So this site is named by St. Catherine's by the Tower, and we're going to see several dedications to St. Catherine's by the Tower as we have a little stroll around here. And construction on this area commenced in 1827, so originally would have been all warehouses in the area to support the shipping industry, which of course London was one of the richest, largest cities in the world, particularly in Victorian times, and also the Pool of London, the busiest port in the world. And right in front of you there, and we're approaching at the moment, is Ivory House. It's one of the last remaining original warehouses in the area. More about that in a second, but let's just take you down here. There's quite a few people around. I'm just going to let them pass us through here. Incidentally, Thomas Telford, the Scottish civil engineer, it was his only project in London. So the two linked basins were then linked to the River Thames, the East and West Basin. Access via an entrance from a lock to the Thames. By 1830, the redevelopment of this area cost in excess of £2 million which is a remarkable amount of money. But look behind me here, the views, you guys. You see you have the walkie-talkie building and a little bit of the Shard there. Now there's a lot more coming up. I'm going to head in this direction. Even though this port was not a great commercial success, as they were unable to accommodate large ships, it still had a lot of use at the time. It was quite a busy area. But they became part of the neighbouring London docks then in 1864. It was taken over by the Port of London Authority, the management, in 1909. And the area here was very badly damaged during the bombing campaign of World War II. So any of the existing warehouses were destroyed. And after World War II, it actually became a bit derelict, and not an awful lot happened here in the 1960s. Until again, they decided to redevelop in the 1970s into the stunning marina that you see today. Now, coming up here, we have one of the last remaining original warehouses on the docks here, or on the marina here. And this is the Ivory house. Now, they're luxury apartments nowadays in a mixed-use building. There's a lot of retail and shops and restaurants and bars in there. Now, this place is very lively on a summer's day. Now, it's quite quiet today, but today is Monday. But there's a huge after-dinner crowd here for drinks after work, or after-work crowd, rather. And they tend to have a big Friday night. I think there's like a huge food market down here where you can get all different types of food. Now, Ivory House, rather depressingly, as the name suggests, is where tons of ivory would have covered the floors inside here over the years. It was a huge trade here in Victorian London. This warehouse was built in 1858. Now, it was redeveloped in more recent times, but vast quantities of ivory would have passed through here in the 1870s. And you'll still see where those instruments they use for loading and unloading the boats as well. Tons of ivory would have covered its floors annually, amounting tragically, they say, over nearly 200 tons. Tragically, amounting to the death of over 4,000 elephants. But these warehouses actually stored a lot more than just ivory. Perfume, tea, spices. I mean, the beautiful rich smells around here would have been absolutely magnificent. One that's really bizarre as well, of course, is turtles. Turtles were a delicacy in Victorian times. They were used in turtle soup. So it was a massive industry for imported turtles. But amazing to think that up until the 19th century, London was the principal importer of ivory. Now look at this immediate area. Now, of course, you see these stunning homes here as well. Look up here on the left-hand side. We're going to see some of those apartments. Now, these are private residences, and the ones overlooking the marina over here. I googled them there recently. Like a one-bedroom apartment in those costs about £850,000. And if you've got a four-bedroom apartment around here, I think it's 4-bedroom, 5 baths, you're looking at about £4 million. And the same for a 5-bedroom house, 5 million. But I bet your eye is turning towards this amazing barge here. This is the Gloriana. And you'll see the royal symbol, ER, 2, Elizabeth Regina II. Most of you will remember this. This was especially commissioned to commemorate Queen Elizabeth II in her Diamond Jubilee, which was in 2012, celebrating 60 years on the throne. Now, I remember this specifically because most of you will remember, actually. Again, that took place, and we were in the middle of a heat wave in London. And this was the first barge of a flotilla of 1,000 barges that went up the River Thames that day to commemorate Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on her 60th anniversary. But of course, we've just recently celebrated the Platinum Jubilee. Keep an eye out for those videos, folks. I did a 4-day event. I went to all of the events. They're up on our channel as well. But Her Majesty the Queen stood at the front of this barge, or was it at the back of the barge? I'm trying to remember now, but we'll get a picture of it anyway, with Prince Philip and the entire royal family. Amazing to think that was the year I first started guiding in London, actually. We all had to get the day off because people were queuing along the River Thames, and women and elderly women were camping out overnight to secure their spot along the River Thames to see Her Majesty the Queen. Not unlike what we saw at the Trooping the Colour event for the Platinum Jubilee celebrations as well. And the flotilla took about 3 hours, and I remember it was the most horrendous day. I mean, it was lashing and there was gale force winds. Even though we were in the middle of a heat wave, it was insane. And the Duke of Edinburgh actually ended up in hospital with a chest infection, but look how impressive. Commissioned especially for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and the very first boat that took place, 2012, that started off the flotilla of barges. Now let's have a little look up around here. So if you are enjoying the tour so far, go ahead and click that like and share button and help others discover this video. And for more virtual tours of London and beyond, consider subscribing to our channel. Be sure to visit our website to learn more about our in-person tours and London travel tips. We also offer live and virtual tours in cities throughout the world. You can help support this channel by donating through the thanks button or by buying your tour guide a pint or a cup of coffee. Links to do so are in the description below. Now back to the tour. Sometimes I'm amazed by how people live in London. Some of these are boats for pleasure, some of course, no doubt, homes and residences. I saw a gentleman there earlier on. I was trying to engage him actually, but he was enjoying the sun too much. I think he didn't want to be dealing with me in YouTube. I was going to ask him a few questions about living on one of these barges. So yeah, the redevelopment of the area turned into this marina then. And it's restored to its current state in 1973. I believe it's privately owned now. Now these are the apartments I was telling you about up here, you guys. Approximately a 1-bedroom apartment would go for anything in the region of 850,000. So you're definitely looking at over £1 million for a 2-bedroom apartment here. But look at the view in front of you, what you'll be looking out at every day. But of course, it's always funny. It's like when I did the Venice walk as well. We're always so envious of the people who make these beautiful barges their home, or not barges, but boats or yachts. I'm sure somebody will correct me on my terminology. But then we always envy them on days like today when it's 28 degrees now. It's about nearly 80 Fahrenheit. How would it be in the winter time? Torrential rain and hurricane winds. But alas, I'll take my chances with it. Now, as a Pisces myself, I always like to make my way somewhere near the water, which we're very fortunate to have the River Thames and so many man-made lakes in the parks in London. So you can always find somewhere to sit and get relief from the heat. I wonder who Dana is, how lucky she is. Now we're going to make our way across here. These all seem to be private residences down here, but do you see how quiet it is around here? I mean, the beauty of it. You literally have the whole place to yourself. Now it's quite popular with a lot of private parties around here, and after dinner and work crowd. So for those of you that have just joined our channel, thank you for joining. We're delighted you can join us and welcome on board. You're sure to make a lot of new friends here. Hello as well to all of my regular subscribers and followers. We are planning a huge year of tours coming up. We have so much to cover and so much to do. If I actually thought about it, I'd get stressed out, but I won't. Not when it's a beautiful day like today. Now, I do plan on doing another video very shortly, and I'm going to take you along the north bank of the river because it's something we haven't explored. But this place is amazing at night time. So I could do like a live stream from down here. So we always asking you, any suggestions you have for live streams, folks, or any suggestions you have for future videos, please make sure you put them in the comment section. and we will look at them all. I mean, we have a long list, a list as long as our arm. You could never, ever, ever run out of places to visit in London. There's so much more we have to explore. But I'm going to challenge myself and start going to places that I've never been before. I still have to do a lot more graveyards as well. Look at these beautiful lamps, and you can imagine when they're dimly lit at night time how beautiful the place looks. Now let me just take you over here. I found this little spot earlier on. So pretty here. Just gives us a nice little view. Oh, and look at the city in the background, you guys. I mean, literally, what a place to escape the world in. So I'm going to take you around the back of the building here as well. I want to show you the Dickens Inn. See it across the river there? It's a stunning building. Dates back to the 18th century. Now, it's been fully restored, of course, but it was a former warehouse, we believe, or some suggest a brewery, actually. I'm going to have a little wander inside. I want to show you inside there. It looks amazing in there. Look at these beautiful... There you have the walkie-talkie in the background. Look, you've got the top of the Gherkin peeking up. 22 Bishopsgate is there. You can just about make out the Scalpel. So we're very close to the financial district as well, so hence the reason why you get such a big business crowd afterwards. And the Dickens Inn does a lot of private parties. We'll speak a bit more about that when we go in there. Right, so let's head around the back here. They're gorgeous little doggies. So it's just a short little walk up here. So I'm going to speed you up for a minute. There's not an awful lot to see here. Now, this is one of those dedications I told you to St. Katharine's by the Towers, the St. Katharine's Hospital, where St. Katharine Docks gets its name. It's a bit confusing because everybody in London knows it as St. Katharine's Dock, but because it's docks plural, it's technically St. Katharine Docks, which is quite confusing considering there is also, it's kind of in the parish of St. Katharine's, which confuses you a little further. But look at these beautiful little homes on the river. Aren't they just stunning? All the buildings around now. It's so quiet around here, but it's going to get busy around here again because we're passing a very pretty 3-story thatch roof, wooden slatted brewery, which we believe dates all the way back to the 1700s. On the site of that brewery, back to the 1700s. Now, it doesn't have any affiliation with Charles Dickens, alas, apart from the fact that his great-grandson, Cedric Charles Dickens, opened this pub in, I think, it was about March 1970, I believe. And he was said to have been very impressed and was absolutely positive. He said that his grandfather would have loved the area. I always get a great laugh out of this, actually, because every pub in London actually declare, well, they all claim to be the oldest pub in London. I think the George on London Bridge is the one that really can kind of claim that title. It's the oldest coaching inn anyway. And every pub claims that Charles Dickens drank in the pub, which he more than likely did, though, to be fair, folks, so they're not lying about that. But we're going to have a little look at it, and I want to just show you how pretty it is. There's the Ivory house again there in the background. But look already. Beautiful flower baskets. Let me get you the proper view of it now. But it's a lovely place to come and have a little bite to eat because there's so much outdoor space here as well. Now, I'll show you the front of it here in just a moment. And I'm going to take a little trip inside. I did speak to the manager. She was more than happy for me to come in, which always amazes me how some people just don't want you to film in there. I mean, it's great advertising. But this lovely lady, no problem whatsoever. So we love her already. I'm just showing you here the other side of the basin. And the Tower Bridge there in the background, folks. And some lovely areas to get some shade and take a nice relaxing break. So this is just a very pleasant meander, as it were. And look here in front of me, the Dickens Inn. So originally a warehouse building, and some also suggest after that it was used as a brewery. Thought to have been built in the 1700s as a tea factory or a local brewery. Years later converted into a local tavern with the very traditional sawdust strewn floors, 3 tiers of wooden paneling there. It's like a barn, if you like, and the thatch roof. 18th century timber framed warehouse. Opened, as I said, in 1976 by Cedric Charles Dickens, and he was the grandson of Charles Dickens. Before we go in there, I just want to show you here. This is a little bridge where we can have a look on both sides of the river. And then we'll have a little walk inside. Now, it's a traditional pub, of course. You got your fish and chips, your burgers, your chicken burgers. They do a fabulous Sunday roast here on a Sunday, but you do have to kind of book in advance. So on either side, the east and west basins. So 2 people are going to, there's Gloriana standing out, of course. Beautiful barge, but look at these, you guys. Oh, go ahead, my lovies. Sorry, I'm holding up the bridge. I'll just scoot over here so that I'm not in anyone's way. I mean, honestly, if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of London, what a beautiful place. There's some amazing places to eat along here as well. White Mulberries is here. It's all tapas and Spanish food, Italian food. But first, let's go in here and then I'll walk right back around there again. So let's have a quick look inside the Charles Dickens pub. And let me just show you the atmosphere inside and how pretty it is. Now, as ever, I'm going to be quite discreet about who I film here. I don't want to disturb anyone in the pub and restaurant. So I'll give you an idea of so it says book for your Sunday roast, found on the top floor. Wow, it looks delicious. And it's called At the Grill in the Dickens Inn. So there's a Pickwick bar here as well, named after the Pickwick Papers, of course, that he had written in a village outside of Bath, actually, Pickwick Village. And this will give you an idea of the drinks menu. And here's the food menu. I had heard they did an amazing mixed fish basket. And just your standard traditional all-day English breakfast, loaded burgers, beef burgers, classic chicken burger. There's the beautiful outdoor space here on the main floor, the ground floor. And this one here, plenty of seats available. Hi. And then you're heading inside. Look at these gorgeous little balconies. Now, you're allowed to come out on here, but I think they close them at 9 o'clock at night, because in the 18th century it would have been very typical for people to dine here in candlelight. But of course, a slight paranoia about fire, and you'll know from a lot of my videos how many buildings were destroyed by fire in London over the centuries. So it says there the area closes at 9:30, and then you just see the beautiful. Now we'll get some views inside, but let's have a look around. I'm going to take you up there now shortly. But they play all the football here as well. They do Sunday roast. They do private parties. Look how pretty, you guys. Isn't it lovely? These old timber beams, the old wood. It looks like a barn. So you can get all your sports on the TV in here. I'm sure it's quite lively for Premier League games. Let's have a little look around. There's a private room down here. It's called the Copperfield Bar. And it gives you an idea where you can book for your private function. But of course, everything reminds us of the incredible historic maritime history in London, in the area. So they are closed here at the moment, but this is like a little private dining area. You can have private functions and private parties. They're very popular as well, of course, with office staff. I guess they do quite a lot of Christmas parties here. I have my own sister and 3 friends coming over this weekend that we're all heading to a Coldplay concert, actually. So I'm going to bring them here and show them what this is all about. Now let's head upstairs. Now the toilet's downstairs. Oh wow, you have a lot of old... Actually, you could feel like you're almost on a ship. It's incredibly done in here. Let's have a quick look. Ooh, somebody's jiving. What's happening here? What an amazing picture. Now we'll give you a look around here. The Queen Alexandria and SM Blythe. And then there is another floor where they do the... Oh, this is the Pickwick bar, so I think this is where they do the roast dinners, you guys. And you get to... It's a carvery, I believe, so you get to kind of a self-service type of thing. So there's plenty of seating and plenty to do here. Hi. It looks like it could accommodate quite a lot of people. Oh, they have a quiz night as well. Oh, this might be my new local place, my lovelies. Now let me just show you outside. And then we'll head around the other side of St. Katharine Docks. Okay. Let's wait till then. It seems to be quite narrow out here, but look at your beautiful seating here. This is where you can come. Idyllic view. No smoking up here. This is your view from the seat. The Tower Bridge in the back. How pretty. Beautifully decorated, I must say. And that, you have a choice of different tables up here. Wonderful place to come after you've had a little adventure around St. Katharine's Dock. Let's head back downstairs. Now, plenty of seating here today, but it's all in the shade, of course, so if you like the sun. Some people don't. I have a lot of friends who are hiding from the sun. They prefer the autumn and the winter. Me personally, I love the summer. Right, so let's head over that bridge and along the other bars and restaurants. I'm going to show you this guy chilling out on his boat, by the way. So keep that on the list. Isn't it beautiful? The Dickens Inn. Now we'll get one last look at it down here. Just along here. Go swing around. And even the courtyard itself, you'll see when you can imagine when it's dimly lit by these beautiful Victorian style lamps. How pretty they are, but look at that. How lovely. Really warm and friendly in there too. Very pleased with that little discovery. I had known about it, but I'd never actually been in here. I'll be coming here more often, folks, because it's so quiet. Now, I wonder what it's like at night time. I believe they have a big food market down here on Friday nights and it's quite lively. And I'm sure all the bars and restaurants are very busy. Monday to Friday and on the weekends. So, yeah, this is where I'll plan on coming this weekend, maybe. I'll just wait for those people to come across. I mean, look at some of those penthouses up on top. I mean, isn't that the dream? Maybe if I start saving up my buy me a coffees that you're all buying me, you guys, and my PayPals that you send me, I'll eventually get one of those. My buy me a coffees. Right, let's move forward and head down here. I just wanted to show you this beautiful, looks very popular Italian style restaurant, Zizi's. It's antipasta. And I've heard some amazing things about White Mulberry here. This espresso shop. It's said to have some amazing coffee and desserts. Now, just give you an idea of the atmosphere in London on a beautiful Monday in August. This chap is loving his life. You're loving life. I'd love your life too. It's nice. He's having his beers. Okay, have a little look around here. So on the opposite side there you'll see Butler's Wharf. That's the south bank of the river. I mean, Mersey Moondance, what a great place to be on a beautiful day like today. Catalina, the Nava. This is a beautiful pasta bar as well, Amelia's crafted bar. St. Katharine's Docks Cafe. Well, I hope you're enjoying this little ramble as much as I am, ladies and gents. I have many, many more coming up. I took a little break there for a while. I was in Ireland for a couple of weeks. Had a lot of family coming home from New Zealand and Canada and Hong Kong and Australia. And it's never a break in Ireland because it's always hectic. A lot of fun though. And here we are coming back around again. Now this is the bar or the restaurant I was telling you about there. It's more its idyllic location as well. Sisi's Italiano. So it seems to be quite popular, which is always a good sign. And that takes us along here. You see this other chap over here loving life. Coming right up. Now, any questions you have about the area, folks, don't hesitate to ask. I will be speaking to you all. Now, if I don't reply to all your comments, the company will, but I do read them all. Always know, I always see your fabulous comments. I'm still in awe of your wonderful people and how many of you are so interested in what I have to say. I think you'll enjoy this. I've been meeting so many people on the street, and it's really bizarre for me that actually know me from YouTube. And I always say that if I ever realized how many people were watching the videos, I don't think I'd be able to do them, but every one of you are just amazing. It amazes me, and I'm so grateful to you all for giving me this platform to show you this incredible city. And I really love what I do. And it's like I've made 75,000 new friends, which is amazing too. Right, so let's keep going around. I'm going to show you this guy up here. But I don't want to interrupt him now, but we're going to have a quick spin around here. That'll take us along the marina. Look at this beautiful ship here. I think this comes through quite frequently through Tower Bridge. A quick reminder, if you want to see Tower Bridge opening, it's quite simple. All you have to do is Google it. The bridge lift times are always displayed online, so everyone gets an opportunity to time the bridge lifting. And probably one of the best places to get a view of that is right in front of City Hall on the south bank. But I'm going to show you in a minute when we come to the end of the marina here how we get back out to the tower to finish off our little St. Katharine Docks walk today. See, now I'm trying to minimize this again so we can show you this amazing ship. I mean, it's like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean, isn't it? We went on one of them in Croatia one time at a wedding reception to a stunning island where my cousin's wedding reception was on. It was honestly the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen in my life was in Croatia. Adieu, goodbye. That's about that. Now this is like a little shaky and noisy here. So if you do enjoy the videos, as I always say, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you share them with your friends, it's even better. I do believe that we've helped a lot of people with useful tips for their time here in London. We've had some amazing comments from you all. And I'll always be in awe of how gracious you all are. This is Max's boat. I saw him earlier on chilling out, but he seems to be gone now. But look inside it. I mean, how beautiful. This little couch. I assume he lives on the boat. It's so pretty. I love it. I want it in my life. He's left. So what we're going to do is we've come right back to where we started. So I'm going to do a hop, skip and a jump and just bring you back over to the Dickens pub and show you the most spectacular view again of Tower Bridge. Take us around then. Back out on the north bank of the River Thames and the Dockmaster's house. It's so quiet right now. And here we are, just the entrance to the marina from the River Thames. And look where we are. Just a little bit about the lock there. The outer gate is raised and water levels between lock and dock are equalised by drawing water through another valve. Then the inner gate is lowered and the vessel enters the dock. The procedure is reversed to allow vessels to leave. Okay. See a bit of an idea of the mechanics of the lock. And there's also a little dedication there to the Queen of the Netherlands. On the occasion of the visit of HM Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, this plaque was presented to St. Katharine's Dock by TWF Flotilla to commemorate 300 years of Anglo-Dutch maritime friendships. 29th of June 1989, and there is St. Katharine. Beautiful little house there, the Dockmaster's house. But let's go out and get the best view from the other side for a change of Tower Bridge. Now I'm off on another adventure. I'm going to be heading up the North Bank, researching my next video, ladies and gents. But for now, oh, quick reminder to you all as well, we have a brand new channel in Chicago for any of you planning a visit there. Keep an eye out for my colleague who's doing an amazing job. As a favor to me, give him a few subscribes there, ladies and gents. He's desperately trying to get to the 1,000 for the analytics, and then it will take off. His tours are great. He's great fun. That's Free Tours by Foot Chicago. But for right now, from me, thank you most sincerely again, ladies and gents, for everything you do. It's always a pleasure showing you around. This is Sinead from the North Bank of the River Thames. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, lovelies. See you all very soon.